What up, YouTube? It's True Grit Boxing News checking in with another video. Hey, man, support the grind as I continue to bring you this boxing news on a daily basis. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, turn your notification bell to all so that every time I drop, you will be the first to know. And my slogan at True Grit Boxing News is, we are not boxer fans, we are boxing fans. So I come to you today, man, to speak on this fight card that we got coming up tomorrow night, July the 6th, featuring main event Shakur Stevenson. And this card is just jam-packed, guys. We're going to go from the prelims all the way up to the main event. I'm going to give you predictions, and we're just going to talk about these fights, man, for real. So let's just jump right into it. So in the prelims, man, we have two very good fights that I think everybody needs to tune into and watch. One of them I do believe is going to be the second fight on the card, and this is actually Keyshawn Davis's brother, Kelvin Night Night Davis versus Kevin Johnson. Night Night Davis, 12-0, got I think 7 knockouts out of 12, like very tall, long type of fighter. Very aggressive. Him and Keyshawn just have that aggressive aura about them, and they bring that to the ring, right? So the second fight on the prelim cards, I do believe, is going to be Night Night Davis against Kevin Johnson. That is definitely a fight that you do not want to miss. Like, guys, this is not a fight card where you just want to sit back and wait for the main event fight. You out partying, drinking, kicking it. No, this is going to be a good night of boxing. This card is stacked, like I said, from the prelims all the way up to the main card. So that is a fight that I definitely believe that you guys want to tune into and watch Night Night Davis get a victory, because I do believe he's gonna get a victory tomorrow night, possibly even a stoppage tomorrow night in spectacular fashion. So be on the lookout for Night Night Davis. I definitely see him as one of those guys that's up and coming, that's on the rise, guys. So for sure, definitely be tuned in for that fight. That fight was at a contracted weight of 143 pounds, junior welterweight division. Let's go. Night Night Kelvin Davis against Kevin Johnson on the prelims before the main card starts. Tune into that fight. Another great fight, great young talent that's coming up in the game, making a whole lot of noise at lightweight, and is definitely going to be a problem. Is no other than Abdullah Mason. He will be the last fight on the prelim card before the main card begins. Abdullah Mason is facing Louis LeBron, and that fight definitely is going to be a good, I'm expecting Abdullah to do what he's been doing. Abdullah has a very, very, very good style, very quick, very fast, and punching with a lot of punching power, guys. Abdullah Mason definitely is the real deal. Abdullah Mason is definitely the real deal. He is a lightweight of the future. He's on the rise, and he will definitely be world champion. Abdullah Mason got all of the skill. Abdullah will definitely be champion for sure at lightweight and at other weight classes. Like, Abdullah is going to be a problem in this game. So that is another fight that you guys definitely want to be locked into and see Abdullah get a stoppage victory, because I definitely believe he's going to get a stoppage victory. This fight is showcased at 135 pounds. They're going 8 rounds. And Abdullah, like I said, got all the skills in the world. Fast, power. He's knocking everybody out. Like, yes, that is a fight that you do not want to miss, guys. So make sure you are locked in. You are tuned in. When this fight card starts, from beginning to end, the fights are just getting better and better and better as we move on. The next big fight that's on this card that kicks off the main event fight card is Keyshawn Davis and Miguel Mordueno. I think it's how you pronounce his name. Now, in all honesty, guys, this is kind of a step up type of fight for Keyshawn. His opponent has over 30 some odd fights. He only has 2 losses, and he has knockouts on his resume. As you guys see it on the screen, he has knockouts on that resume. So he does have punching power. And Keyshawn is not the type of fighter that, is very defensive and uses the ring to his benefit as he should. Keyshawn likes to stay in the pocket. Keyshawn likes to get off, and Keyshawn likes to knock people out. So I'm expecting, guys, that fight to really be a very, very, very entertaining fight to kick off the card. And, Keyshawn always brings good energy. He lets it be known who he is and who he's rising to be as a rising star in the sport of boxing. Silver medalist in the Olympics. Keyshawn is also definitely the real deal. Keyshawn is definitely going to be a problem at the lightweight division as things get man, these younger fighters that are coming up, man, the lightweight division is in great hands. It's in great hands. I'm going to have to do a separate video about all of these upcoming lightweights that, man, are just going to make noise there, and it's going to be electrifying when they fight each other or when they just take over the lightweight division. And Keyshawn is one of those guys. I'm expecting Keyshawn Davis to definitely get a stoppage. Why I say he's going to get a stoppage? Because Miguel is going to be there for the stoppage. Miguel is not going to circle around the ring. Miguel is also in the pocket, in your face, come get you type of fighter, which plays right into Keyshawn Davis's style as well. And the old saying is styles make fights. And in this fight, it's going to be very entertaining, I do believe. And I see Keyshawn getting a stoppage victory. I'm not sure exactly what round. I can't predict a round, but I do believe Keyshawn is going to come out on top, and Keyshawn is going to stop Miguel. He is going to stop Miguel. I don't think it's going to be easy, though. Keyshawn is going to have to walk through some fire because Miguel is coming to fight. He is coming to win. He's not coming to lay down. He's coming to upset the apple cart for sure. For sure. So Keyshawn going to have to be on his A game, which I'm definitely sure he is. Just got finished watching the weigh-in. Looks like he's in phenomenal, great shape. He's cut up, and it looks like he's ready to go. He even stepped to him on the stage and tried to put his fist in his face. He was putting his finger in his face, trying to also do anything he can do to try to get a mental edge over Miguel because Miguel does not look rattled at all. So when I seen Keyshawn do that and Miguel didn't waver, he didn't turn away, he doesn't look rattled at all, Miguel is ready to fight, guys. He is ready to fight. So that fight is definitely going to be interesting, but I do believe Keyshawn will end up getting the victory in this step up because, like I said, this is definitely a step up fight for Keyshawn. Keyshawn only has 10 fights, 7 knockouts, and Miguel has over 30 some odd fights with a lot of knockouts. So be on the lookout. That fight might actually steal the show, guys. That fight might actually steal the show. Seriously. Moving along to the co-main event, right? We have Oshaquie the Shock Ice Water Foster against Robson Conceição. This is also going to be a very, very, very interesting fight. This fight, guys, now I'm going to be honest. Hey, and man, I rock with Shock. Like I've covered Shock's fights in the past. I like Oshaquie as a fighter. Shock is definitely a good world champion, WBC, junior lightweight, 130-pound champion. Reigning supreme. He got defenses of his title under his belt. And Oshaquie is definitely the real deal as well. Robson Conceição fought Shakur Stevenson before, came up short. Shakur gave him that work. Robson Conceição, though, is a very, very, very tricky, slick, good fighter. For real, for real. Now, prediction-wise in this fight, if there's going to be an upset on the card, guys, this could be the fight that there could be an upset. Because just looking at their statures, Robson Conceição is the bigger man in this fight. No diddy. He's taller. He's a little longer. Once again, no diddy. No diddy. And, he could cause problems for Oshaquie is what I'm trying to say. He could phrase and cause some problems for Oshaquie with the way that he likes to box, move. Conceição is a good counter puncher. You know, defense is not always the tightest though. So that is where Oshaquie's going to have to take advantage. When Robson opens up, tries to throw those wide looping punches, Oshaquie's going to have to be right there and being able to counter, being able to hit, stick, move, and just get off. And mainly, Oshaquie's going to have to be first. He's definitely going to have to be first in this fight. And Shaq has definitely displayed some good power. And Oshaquie has definitely showed that when it get gritty, if he got to go there, late rounds, 12th round, whatever, he going to bite down and he going to do what he got to do. You know, Oshaquie definitely has the heart of a lion for sure. Now, I don't think Shaq is going to lose this fight, guys. Don't misinterpret my words. I do believe that Shaq is definitely going to get the victory. That fight possibly is going to go 12 rounds. It may not be a knockout in it, but it's going to be a very entertaining fight. That fight is going to be very entertaining. 100%. I see them guys going back and forth. But, like I said, if there's going to be an upset on the card, it's a possibility it could happen in the Oshaquie fight. Just being honest. But I believe Shaq is definitely going to get the dub. Definitely going to get the dub. But I don't think it's going to be easy. Robson Conceição, once again, is not coming to roll over to lay down. He's had a couple of chances at becoming a world champion. This might be his last hurrah. So trust and believe me when I tell you guys, Robson Conceição is going to put it all on the line. All on the line to try to take Oshaquie's strap. And Oshaquie gonna have to be ready. And he looks like he's definitely ready. He's in phenomenal shape for sure. You know, so another great fight that we have Saturday night, July the 6th. Now, the main event. The return of Shakur Stevenson versus Artem. This fight, guys. Now, give you guys a little background on Artem. He's the man that fought Frank Martin, you know, and gave Frank Martin all kind of troubles in his last fight before Frank fought Tank. And Artem showed that he is a solid boxer. Very good at stalking his opponents, guys. He was following and cutting the ring off on Frank, doing a whole lot of things to make that fight very tough for Frank Martin. You know, so I don't believe Shakur Stevenson is overlooking Artem at all, because Artem is also coming to win. He's coming to upset the apple cart, and he does have good skill to try to do so. You know, he's got a good jab, and he has very educated, good feet, good footwork that he put on display against Frank Martin. You know, but Artem is going up against one of the greatest boxers with the best footwork in the game in Shakur Stevenson. You know, so I feel like for Shakur, this is a fight that he's going to have to showcase those skills, stay on his stick, keep the boxing ability going, and it's going to be a somewhat of an easy night. Artem is going to try to bring the fight to Shakur, but once Shakur gets to sticking him, once Shakur gets to putting that defense on display, making Artem fall short, he's going to frustrate Artem and possibly make him run into something that will make Shakur possibly get a stoppage, guys. And it's been a lot of talk that Shakur needs a stoppage in this fight to try to get some of these other bigger names to try to fight him. Hey, Shakur has already called them all out. None of these guys want to fight him. You know, he's one of the most ducked and overlooked fighters in the game, right? I don't necessarily believe that Shakur needs to get a stoppage victory. Shakur just needs to go out there and look good, period. Put on a boxing clinic, put the boxing on display, you know, and just win the fight hands down. Whether he gets a stoppage or not, as long as he does what he's supposed to do and put hands on Artem, it shouldn't be any problems. It shouldn't be anything going forward, because no matter what, these guys possibly may not fight him anyway. You know, the pit bullers, the Pit Bulls, the Javante Tank Davises of the world that he's called out and tried to get fights with, even the Frank Martins of the world, have all turned down the opportunity to fight Shakur Stevenson because they know what he brings to the table when it comes to being one of the best defensive fighters in the game. So I don't believe, no matter what type of performance Shakur puts on, is going to make these guys get in the ring with him anyway. And we already seen what happens with fans. They love you 1 minute and then they go against you the next. So Shakur, get in there and do what you need to do and just box. Just be you. That's all Shakur has to do, is just be him. And his career is definitely going to flourish no matter what. Because at the end of the day, at some point, these guys going to have to see him. No matter what. No matter what, they're going to have to see him. Or if they never see him, then they're going to go down as ducking their toughest competition. So I'm expecting Shakur to, like I said, go in there, put on a boxing clinic, and virtually win this fight fairly easy, but Artem is a live dog. He is a live dog, and he's not coming to lay down. He's definitely not coming to lay down. He's coming to win once again, trying to upset the apple cart. These are a lot of fights, guys, that the apple cart can be upset. It definitely can be. I just don't think it's going to happen against Shakur. But, hey, we never know. Before a fight, you never know how it's going to go until you get in the ring. And Shakur Stevenson is one of the young and most promising, prominent stars in the sport of boxing who really just hasn't been able to get those top tier guys in the ring with him. And hopefully going forward, he will be able to after this performance he puts on this Saturday night. He's coming off a performance that a lot of people delved as boring, a sleep fest, a sleeper, in which, in all honesty, it was. Shakur did not have his best outing in his last fight against Edwin De Los Santos. So I know he's definitely trying to come out and prove a point and, erase that from people's memories. He has went out and definitely came out and said that he was injured in that fight, which caused him to fight in the manner that he did, showed his swole up left hand, the hand that he barely threw all night. He was virtually a one-handed fighter, and he still came out on top. He still was able to outbox a two-handed fighter. So just imagine what would have happened if he had both of his hands. I feel like when it comes to Shakur Stevenson, a lot of people overlook his past performances, what he did to Oscar Valdez, what he did to Jamel Herring, what he did to Joette, what he did to Yoshino. Like, he is and has displayed that he put hands on people. He knocks virtually almost every fighter that he gets in the ring where he gets a knockdown if he doesn't get the knockout. So he's definitely shown that the power is there and the boxing ability is definitely there above and beyond. So with all that being said, I'm expecting Shakur to put on a phenomenal performance and definitely get the W. If he can get a stoppage, that's even better. If not, Shakur, all you need to do is just go out and be you and put on a spectacular performance like we know you can. So that pretty much sums up the fights that we have coming up this weekend, July the 6th, guys. Make sure that you tune in because, once again, this fight card is stacked from top to bottom, from the prelims to the main card. You want to watch and tune in and see all of these fights on this card. I guarantee you we're going to get a very good, electrifying night of boxing on July the 6th. Tomorrow, this Saturday, Top Rank Boxing. Let's go. Hey, this is True Grit Boxing News signing out, man. Once again, support the grind, support the grind, support the grind. Smash that like button for your boy. Hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell to all so that every time I drop, you will be the first to know. And again, my slogan here at True Grit Boxing News is, we are not boxer fans. We are boxing fans. Peace.